We have some new significant information on this Vegas shooter, Stephen Paddock. And the information is that 2 months before he did what he did, that awful deed in Las Vegas, he set his sights on another venue, and actually a much bigger venue.
A bigger concert, the Lollapalooza festival in Chicago.
400,000 people in all showed up at this festival, and we found out that Stephen Paddock booked 2 hotel rooms that overlook this whole venue, just the way the Mandalay Bay overlooked the venue in Las Vegas. This is the view from the room that he would have booked, and it overlooks what would have been hundreds of thousands of people. By the way,
including Malia Obama, who were all there for that festival. Now,
it's called the Blackstone Hotel.
Yeah, that was the hotel, and it is chilling when you see that view from the hotel where he could have had a room.
So let's explain how he ended up booking this room and what he asked for.
Yeah, so he actually booked it through a third party called Expedia, which a lot of people know of, and he booked 2 rooms, one for August 1st and one for August 3rd. The concert, or the Lollapalooza, started on August 3rd, so he was going to arrive 2 days earlier, or the day of the concert. He was adamant that he wanted to have rooms with a view of the entire concert.
We should explain that, Anthony, how he went about asking for a room with a view, because it's interesting.
Completely. So through Expedia, he actually was only given a general room, but he had made a call to the hotel saying, look, I want to know that I'm getting a room with a view, and if you cannot guarantee me a room with a view, you need to call me and let me know before I arrive on anything.
So we should say that, you know, this is somebody who is determined that he has to have that view of what would eventually be Lollapalooza, correct?
Correct, exactly. And we're actually about to post the story, but he somehow convinced the hotel or the person that answered the phone to give him a room with a view, but he had never showed up. And so now the hotel is trying to look into why this was a guarantee. Did he offer something? Was there bribery? What went on? And so that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what it is, but the hotel policy, my understanding is, that the Blackstone Hotel is they will not guarantee you a specific room, a room with a view, but somehow somebody and the staff broke with policy and entered in the computer that he was guaranteed this view room, and I guess the hotel now is trying to figure out who the
person is and why
they did it, because it broke with, and he may not have even known that this was put in the computer, because he specifically said, if I don't get that room with a view, call me in advance and let me know.
Exactly.
He was that determined. Now,
and I was told that when he was to arrive, he was going to get a room with a view. He would have gotten it, but he never showed up.
So he never showed up.
But
when you connect the dots.
I mean, look, in Vegas, he checked in on Thursday. When did that festival start? I'm guessing on Saturday, right? Or Saturday or Friday?
I believe it was Friday, I think.
Right.
So he checked in advance, but you know, look, here's what's really significant when you cut through it all, is that this is not a guy who made this decision a week before. This Lollapalooza concert was 2 months before, and it sounds like he was just picking the venue he wanted.
He had been working on
for a long time.
What's also interesting to me is that he was getting a room with a view guaranteed on the busiest probably weekend in Chicago with 400,000 people, with the prime real estate, where everyone wanted to be closest to the concert, and he was somehow getting these 2 rooms to have a view. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, and that's, I guess, what the hotel is trying to figure out, is how they did that. You know, Anthony, the other thing is, it's kind of weird to me, because if the policy is that you don't guarantee it, and maybe somebody else who didn't look at his reservation might have given those rooms to somebody else, and then he shows up, he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. I think it is very significant, and I think I would think that the authorities would think it's significant as well.
Completely.
Brandon from Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, I just think with the new information released with the circumstances, that this guy definitely had some motive behind it, and it'll be interesting to see what's uncovered in the ongoing investigation.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to know what happened in the hotel and how that ended up in the computer and why it ended up in the computer, what the interaction was.
And obviously, the other thing that they'll look at is, and I'm sure they're already looking at this, is what happened when he checked into Mandalay Bay. What did he request?
Okay, we got to move on.